When you think about Scotland, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Well, for me it would be home.
It's community.
The landscape.
The people.
Beautiful.
Bravery.
Scotland is a nation founded on justice and compassion, where everyone should have the opportunity to flourish. But right now, over 1 million people are trapped in poverty. We invited 6 people from across Scotland to join us for an important conversation about the impact poverty is having on people and what we can all do about it.
Oh, there.
It's time to get serious.
What does justice and compassion mean to you?
Well, without the compassion of other people, I don't really know where I'd be. In fact, I don't know where I'd be, and I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. I struggle sometimes to make ends meet, to have heating on in my house, as well as, nutritious food for my son growing up.
If it was to be just, then everybody would have access to enough to eat, enough to be warm, and enough to feel secure.
I think if you really get under the skin of compassion, it motivates you to want to pursue justice.
Yeah.
What impact does poverty have on people, and how does that make you feel? It impacts everything, doesn't it, poverty? So it impacts your mental health, it impacts your relationships, it impacts your general well-being and health.
I'd say poverty is not always obvious. Lots of people try hide it. They feel embarrassed and ashamed of it, and they feel like it's not their fault, but they feel like that it is.
It just makes me feel angry that it's happening in one of the richest countries in the world, that children especially are having to go hungry before they're even starting their day.
1 in 4 kids in poverty, I think it is. How is that being allowed to happen?
Yeah. The work I do, I'm fed up of taking funerals or just hearing about under 50s just dying. There's no reason for it, and it's all because of poverty. I just don't understand how we can live in a society that thinks that's a just way to be, an acceptable place to be, especially when we see the wealth.
I quickly go from the heartbreak to the outrage, and I feel angry that other people aren't cross, that that there's apathy towards poverty and people aren't that bothered. Everybody needs to have enough money to live and to live with dignity.
But yeah, dignity is something that is, I think, a basic human right.
Yeah.
How can the church demonstrate justice and compassion?
It must be and has to be meeting the needs within our communities on a one-to-one daily basis.
We're called to help others, so as the church, we should be doing anything and everything we can, and I think there's been good examples of that.
I think that people in the church have a really important role.
Making people understand that everyone is affected, and it can affect anyone. It can affect your best pal down the street. She just maybe hasn't told you.
What do you think needs to change in order to end poverty?
I think lots of people need to get more involved to try and tackle poverty, writing to local MSPs, MPs, sign petitions, protest.
Lobby our governments. We do need to tell them what is broken about the benefit system and how it's not working. It isn't enough to live on.
I think it's that simple. People need more money in order to afford things, and that's sort of the responsibility of government to ensure people aren't going hungry and without.
It's not passively sitting back and thinking, well, this is, above our pay grade or it's someone else's problem, but it's actively trying to change it. And I know you're not going to change the world, but you can change your community.
I don't think we can ever underestimate the power of our voice and the power of coming together. Change is possible, and we should be demanding change.
I think I do care about ending poverty because it is for the taking. It can be done.
Poverty is
Fear.
Heartbreaking.
Completely unfair.
Avoidable.
Unnecessary.
And it's just wrong.
Enough is enough. It doesn't have to be this way. Together, we can end poverty. We all have a part to play. What's yours?